Okay, here we go. We are now in the Manila Domestic Airport, and it's quite big. It's probably bigger than Brisbane, but there is a lot more people here too, of course, and this place is packed. There's a lot of people travelling. Quite surprised. So the taxi ride was, yes. So the car was about 3/4 of an hour late, but that's okay because I gave myself 4 hours to get here, considering it was nearly 2 hours travel in peak hour traffic. But this time it only took like half an hour or probably even less than that. But the taxi driver, so the vehicle to begin with sounded like a tin can full of marbles. It had more rattles than you would believe. Back seat belts didn't work, which is all cool. And I'm pretty sure that the speed limit is somewhere between 60 and 80. I've been told that the maximum speed limit in Philippines is 80 kilometers an hour. So yeah, we nudged 100 a few times. Just going, I mean, these guys should be driving race cars. Man, the amount of times that they were, sharing paint between the cars. They didn't touch, but geez, there must have been paint shed there and more than once between cars and motorbikes and everything. And this is when the traffic was even open. So there was very, very, very little traffic on the road. So it was on the way down, because it was peak hour, everything was a lot slower and a little bit more civilized. But now that it was open roads, this guy had it in top gear with the foot down. It was pretty full on. Anyway, I wasn't nervous. I just enjoyed the ride. I went, yoo-hoo. I think the security guard at the hotel, there's a security guard at every entrance to every unit, plus the main units to get in. So I said to the security guy in the building I was in, I said, how do I get taxi? And he said, I'll call you one. And he went down to the front to usher the taxi in, but like I said, it was 45 minutes late to the time that I asked for, which was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So it arrived I asked for it for 2 o'clock, but I got down there at quarter to 2. But the taxi arrived at 2:30 or a bit after that. But anyway, it got there, and I think the security guard might have had a little chat to the driver to get me to the airport as quick as possible, because there was really no real reason for it. They never asked me, but as soon as we left that airport, we just went flat out. Anyway, so that was interesting. Getting through security and everything here was just a walk in the park. It's more or less this is what we need to do, but we couldn't be bothered doing it. But we got to tell you that this is what we're going to do, and and that was it. It was so simple to get through, and even coming in, going through customs and everything like that. Handed the passport over, they scanned it and they said, where are you going, what are you doing, how long are you going to be here for, no worries, stamped the book, and walked out. And there's nothing to scan the bags on arrival. I filled in the paperwork to say, not bringing in any meats and not bringing more than $10,000 US or Australian it is now, or more than 50,000 pesos in cash, all that kind of stuff. And I know I've done it before, and you hand it back to the air hostess and she hands it to customs as we go, before we leave the plane, sort of thing. So they've already got it. This time, no, you just hang on to it, and they never asked for it, so could have said anything on that. Mind you that no doubt some people do get checked. And the same thing was in Thailand. You just kind of walked through and you didn't even see customs people, really. There might have been one or two, and I think he was asleep on the floor. And that was Thailand. Mind you, we did come in at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock at night. But yeah, here, similar sort of thing. I don't think I even really saw a customs person other than the person behind the desk that stamps the passport. But anyway, we're here. I'm going to fly from Manila to Butuan, and yes, the taxi driver got us here, got checked in, easy. They had little check-in, electronic check-in counters, so that was pretty simple. And that was a breeze actually, compared to any other computerized system that I've used before. There's always hiccups or something doesn't work, but that was just so simple. I just typed in the booking number and it brought up all the details, and I just said yep, and make sure, you know, tick no, I'm not bringing in all the nasties that you can't take on aeroplanes. And then boom, you got a ticket out, walk through there, put your bag down. They didn't even want me to take my watch or watch off or anything like that, and just put it in there, walk through. The machine went beep beep beep, and the guy came over and just went pat 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 down my back and down my front, make sure I'm not carrying anything, and he said off you go. That was it. Didn't really, you know. So yeah, it's very it's probably what it used to be like before this COVID or before 9/11 thing. It was, you know, a little bit more realistic on the fact, you know, and because you probably would detect something, or somebody would notice something if people are not doing the right thing. But anyway, maybe because they really do trust the foreigners more than the private people, because, you know, the private people, or the citizens I should say, are a little bit you know, not well off, so they will try and do things to make a few extra dollars, and this is the kind of thing that they might want to do, where we're not really inclined to do that. So that might be it. Anyway, so I've got a couple of hours wait here. As I said, I did do this early, but to make sure that I did get here, and it was very simple. And the cost of the flight was, what did I say, $160 Australian. And it's an hour and 45-minute flight, and that price is probably, yeah, I think it'd actually be cheaper than a flight from Gladstone to Brisbane. So yeah, it's pretty good. All right, I'll see you all again once I get to Butuan. Yeah. Bye.